Good morning, everybody. It's Friday morning, and this is Coffee Shop Chicks. We're down here at the Chesapeake Bay Coffee Shop in Northeast. And this morning, our topic is like, what are you doing over there, Jerry?
I'm belly busting.
She's belly busting. This is the way Jerry belly busts. Jerry likes to exercise. She likes to do a lot of activity, and that leads us into belly busting. What is the problem nowadays that so many people are suffering from visceral belly fat? Because they don't go out and do these hula hoops like Jerry does.
They don't hula hoop.
They don't hula hoop. But yes, today we wanted to talk about belly busting, because there's so much research that is it's been around for years, but especially it's coming up lately. It's coming up lately in our company because we have this challenge going on called the Bedtime Belly Buster Challenge. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But the Bedtime Belly Buster Challenge is in addition to our normal nutritional cleansing program that Jerry and I coach on. So, but we figured we would touch on that belly busting today because it is so important for your health.
Because not everybody can hula hoop.
And not everybody can, especially with a weighted hula hoop. I tried it. It is not easy.
It's been proven in my family that not everybody can hula hoop. So, the first thing is to kind of talk about a difference between what subcutaneous fat and visceral fat is. Subcutaneous is what you can pinch, so it's just under the skin.
It's the stuff under the skin.
Maybe around your waist.
Even love handles. Love handles are just subcutaneous fat.
Inside your thigh, things like that. And then your visceral fat is what surrounds your organs. Part of your body needs some type of fat, of course, to pad your organs, to protect it. But as your pinchable fat increases, your visceral fat increases. And that's the fat you cannot see. And that's the fat that leads to heart disease and diabetes and colorectal cancer and non-alcoholic fatty liver and so on and so forth. So those types of things, it's hard to kind of target.
Yes. And it's very apparent, even if you look around, that belly fat is just getting to be almost an epidemic. And that, it comes from several years and several, I'd say, generations now of poor eating habits, eating out a lot. And in our area, I know, most people prefer, they're busy, they like to eat out a lot. So eating out a lot, eating fast food, eating processed food, and not being active, like doing things like she was doing just a second ago. But we need to be up and active. But so there's an epidemic of belly fat. A lot of people don't know. I'm like a science nerdy buff, but a lot of people don't know that your fat cells actually regulate your metabolic function in your body. So the way your body is made, depending on fat, where your fat is, how your fat's being burned, is how your metabolism works. But it can also go in the wrong direction. Visceral fat, that unhealthy fat that surrounds your organs, will cause you to go into what they call metabolic syndrome, and it makes people not be able to manage their insulin levels, and that causes these extreme amounts of diabetes that we're seeing nowadays in men and women and children. We're seeing type 2 diabetes in children now, and children with very large stomach areas. I hate to say guts, but it's this larger gut that we're noticing more and more, and that's what we want to talk about today.
And there's always a little difference between men and women. When you reach these critical stages and signs, it's not a definite thing, but men can kind of look at their waist level. And if they are over 40 inches, then they are at higher risk for a lot of these disease processes. Mm-hmm. Women, if they're over 35 inches. And when you think of your waist, if you take a tape measure, wrap it around your hips, kind of take an exhale. Mm-hmm. Don't suck it in.
No.
Don't cheat the tape.
Just relax.
Just relax.
Put it around your stomach.
Put it around your waist and measure. You can get an idea of where you sit.
Yeah, if you are at risk. Now, of course, everybody's body style is a little bit different, but that's just a general rule of thumb. 40 inches for a male, above 40 inches you're at risk. 35 inches for a female. Make sure the tape measure is just sitting right on the top of your hip bones. Mm-hmm. And that's, this way you can kind of get an idea.
So what do you do about all this?
What do you do about all this?
Where do we go?
Yes. Well, with Jerry and I, of course, we are firm believers in living a healthy lifestyle, and we do our nutritional cleansing. And our nutritional cleansing program has to do with, finding quality protein, timing it at the right time, quality supplementation with vitamins and minerals, and then a detox process, which detoxing helps to break down that belly fat. So we are already ahead of the game with keeping our bodies clean. Then in addition to that, if somebody is still having visceral fat problems, or they're looking for a tune-up when they're on our program, we bring out what's called the
Bedtime Belly Buster.
The Bedtime Belly Buster. Oh yeah. And men, don't be thinking the Bedtime Belly Buster is anything crazy. It is just taking some products before you go to bed.
There's no hula hooping
Don't be
involved.
asking your woman to be out there hula hooping in the bed, because that's not the Bedtime Belly Buster. Anyway, well, it could be, but it's not. For our purposes today, this is all about nutrition.
Get back on track.
All right. Anyway, so the basics for the Bedtime Belly Buster, I like to use the explanation of a bear hibernating. We all, have heard that a bear beefs up with its food prior to hibernation, goes into this dark cave, and for months and months sleeps. Crazy. I always wonder, do they go to the bathroom while they're sleeping?
I don't know.
I don't know that either. I'm going to have to look that up, because if you're going to be sleeping all that time and burning fat, are they going to the bathroom? Anyway, so a bear hibernates for months and months, and during that time they can lose 300 pounds of fat while they sleep. 300 pounds of fat. So how does a bear do that? They do that because of a process called thermogenesis. And the thermogenesis has to do with what they eat before they go into this hibernation stage. So our Bedtime Belly Buster works on the same premise. Before you go to bed, it is proven, lots of research proves, that if you take a high quality, small amount of protein, which we have right here, just 4 ounces of water mixed with 1 scoop of our, this is our basic protein. This is not the protein that's a meal replacement, basic protein. Mix that with something that's going to give you what we call phytonutrients. These are greens. These are the ones that I like to use. Phytonutrients, again, it's just like what we're doing. We're setting the body up for a higher metabolic rate during sleep, metabolism, where the body's going into thermogenesis. It's got the protein, it's got the phytonutrients, which will cause your body to produce some heat so that you burn fat. And
so
then,
wait a second, you're saying I can eat before bed?
Yes, well, it depends on what you eat. That is the big thing. You cannot just eat anything before you go to bed. We know that, it's not good to snack late in the evening. It's not good to have saturated fats and like ice creams and dairy and stuff like that before you go to bed. But if you eat the right thing, and again, this is a very small drink, little bit of protein, little bit of phytonutrients, and then you take this, Jerry.
Oh.
What is this?
This
great.
is sleep spray. This is one of my favorites. Now, for those out there, maybe new to you, maybe you have tried this. This is just a spray. It's got some melatonin in it, which of course helps you to sleep.
Yeah, melatonin is produced. It's a natural neurotransmitter in our bodies that is made when the moon is out. So when the moon is up, our body produces melatonin. We are all so mixed up anymore on our sleep patterns. Our bodies don't always properly produce melatonin. This is you put it under your tongue,
Yes.
melatonin spray. You just
your
spray it
mouth.
under your tongue.
Not on your face.
Jerry had somebody that sprayed it on their face.
Not on their pillow.
We heard somebody sprayed it on their pillow and tried to sleep on it and thought it was going to help them sleep.
And you don't spray it in your drink?
No, you put it under your tongue. It is absorbed sublingually. And it gives you that little melatonin that your body produces naturally.
Yes.
You take that every night?
I take it every night.
And I take it if I think I'm going to have a night that I'm not, maybe I don't think I'm really tired before I go to bed. But that is the third component to our Bedtime Belly Buster. So again, the bear, he goes into that cave and it's dark and he's able to sleep and probably produces a lot of melatonin. We now have the melatonin to help you sleep well also. So between the protein, the phytonutrients, and the melatonin, you get a beautiful sleep. You wake up feeling so refreshed after doing this. You really do. But this is not, a quick fix.
Not a quick fix.
No. You want to make sure that you have a healthy nutrition program first. That's why I don't even introduce this to my clients until after they've cleaned up their body, at least with a 30-day system of nutritional cleansing.
This is also something good that, you know, if you are one of our cleansers and you are working through your programs and maybe you hit a plateau, this is something that, you know, you reach out to us and we can help you through it, because it can really start and budge that plateau for you.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes. I always do it right around this time of the year, even though I keep my diet nice and clean. I do it around this time of year just for that last little bit of getting ready to go into a bathing suit that I need for a flat stomach.
Absolutely.
But anyway, this isn't all about looks. In our program, we don't consider it all about, you know, how you look, though that is, you know, good to have confidence when you go out into the world. This is really about health, and visceral fat is a killer. It is a killer. So let's do something about it. Let's bedtime belly bust.
All right.
I'm gonna go get the hula hoop.
Who wants to see Marianne hula hoop?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I should have said that. I didn't mean to. I don't know. Ready?
Go for it.
Oh, for the love of Pete. I can do it. All right. I can belly bust.
Have a great day and a great weekend, guys. We'll
See you next Friday.